Hi. Kept you waiting, huh? It's been a little while. Hope you're all doing well. We're almost at the end of August already, and that's kind of scary, but yeah, hello. We're back with yet another episode of Challenger Under Construction. How am I? I'm doing alright. I slept like a rock last night. Like, fucking rock. Which is funny because I slept like a rock, but I don't feel like I slept very long, even though it was like 9 hours. Good job on the Metal Sonic video, by the way. Well, thank you. Can't believe time's going by so fast. I hate it. Also, I do have a little bit of a teaser to show off what I'm going to be streaming this weekend. And I'm wondering whether I should do it at the beginning of the stream right now, or I should wait until the end. Yeah, it's lucky I can even sleep, because most of the time, it's fucking impossible. At least for me. I say wait until the end, it'd be a nice surprise. Suppose it could be. What are we doing for Elma today? I believe what's left for Elma is... Today's big thing is finishing her throws and then working on her special moves. I don't see Elma taking more than like 2 more streams to finish. I could be wrong. But she's not a character with a ton to her animations, so I think that she should be something. She should be a character that should be done in like the next 2 streams or so. And then it'd be nice for sometime in September or October to start working on the next character. I'd say maybe in the middle, at least. I think this is going to be a bit long, since your streams are usually very long. You decide, of course. This stream will be at least like a few hours, like 3 or so hours. Most of the time I just go until I'm hungry and I want to go make something to eat for dinner. You know what? Hang on. I'm gonna do it now, because, Martin, I don't know, you're usually, because of the time zone difference, you usually aren't able to stay for very long. So, I think this is something I'm actually gonna show off now, and just give a proper explanation now. You're about to see a bunch of stuff pop up on your screen. I apologize if this surprises you, just give me a quick second. There. Let's see, perfect. more thing to put over the overlay. So, for the past, I'd say... Hang on a second. Turn it down so it's not blasting in my head. For the past half a month, while I've been working on other stuff, in between, I've been taking some time to learn to do a bit of ROM hacking. And I would like to show you just a little bit of a preview of what I plan to start streaming soon. And it's going to be a full playthrough. Both main game and end game, like a post game. Platinum is far and away my favorite Pokemon game of all time. And it's probably like very high up there for one of my favorite games of all time. There's just something very special about the way this game plays, its story, its locations, its Pokemon selection, its art style. I think it has one of the best art styles in the entirety of the series, and honestly, while I know a lot of people like to cite Gen 5, I think Gen 5's bigger focus on 3D models over the likes of sprites makes it look notably uglier than it should be. But yeah, essentially, this is what I like to call, as you can see by the description there, by the title there, this is called Pokemon Platinum Plus. Because it is literally Platinum, but more. There's more Pokemon for you to choose from. It's notably more difficult. Some things have been changed around to better fit the advancements of moves over the course of the series. Like, for example, Knockoff now does 80 damage instead of 20. Leech Life does 55 instead of, like, 20. Grass in this generation is fucking garbage and was, like, completely revamped to be where it is with modern Pokemon. Like, it was just too much. So that got like almost every grass move in the game got buffed in some way, shape, or form because they fucking needed it. Like, it's unfair how bad grass is in Generation 4. I mean, like the new Pokemon or just Pokemon from other regions? Okay, so I should also mention that. The reason it's called Platinum Plus, not something more extravagant, is because while there are aspects that I definitely made more modern to better suit the game and the remake that we never got, there's also a lot that was kept as vanilla as possible. So while you can catch Pokemon from the other 3 regions, there's nothing from Gen 5 onwards. There's no fairy types. A lot of the hold items introduced in Generation 5 are not here. It is essentially a notably enhanced vanilla experience of Platinum. To be completely honest with you, while I don't think Fairy is a broken type, I think that Fairy being put into generations where it did not previously exist, or typings being put into generations where they did not previously exist, kind of breaks the game a little bit. Oh, the game has any fake? No. Nope. The only thing that you have to choose from, I have a save point. I can show this off, I guess. Now, let me just make sure this is the right ROM because I have a bunch of them. I've gone through like several different iterations. Nope, it's working. You can already see an example of changes that have been made. Wild Pokemon changes have been revamped entirely. Like, again, I think the original Sinnoh in Platinum is like 210 Pokemon. I think there's like 120 more Pokemon added to the Dex, at least. Oh, there it is. This is what I was waiting for. I also went around and added weather to different areas. And I think that considering that Platinum feels like the Sinnoh region slipping into the throes of winter, what's better than just putting some snow in your opening town, because there's already snow in your opening town. So just for a quick rundown, this game has roughly 120 more Pokemon to choose from. Evolution methods have been adjusted so that you don't need to trade for certain Pokemon to evolve. They either evolve by just leveling up, or you evolve them by having them hold an item during the day or during the night. What else? The trainers have all been completely revamped. Every single team has been changed and are notably more difficult than what they were before. Every trainer has access to items. Every single one. At least has a potion on them. What else? Trying to think if there's anything else that's notable to talk about. Oh yes, a lot of there's a decent amount of dialogue that has been completely rewritten. A lot of Barry's story has changed. A lot of the writing around Team Galactic has changed in some way, shape, or form. Cyrus especially, I think, like, has had, like, almost his entire dialogue, like, list completely rewritten. If I'm understanding correctly, you're going to make this a full-on playthrough? Yes. And thank you very much for the 5 pounds kitchen, I appreciate it. I don't know if I'd call this a serious amount of dedication, but this is something that I've wanted to do for a while. I wanted to, like, actually just do, like, a stream playthrough of Platinum. But then I thought to myself, let me make it something that's, like, super special and something you could only have on my stream. But what better way to do that than by literally taking a game that's very special to me, adding on to it in as much as I can without breaking it, because newsflash, I don't know how, but there are things that did break, and I'm going to need to swap between ROMs at certain points in the playthrough in order to have things run properly. The least I'll say is that for some reason, again, I don't know how, events that spawn when you go through a door are almost entirely broken. And sometimes there are demons in the Pokemon Center, where if you talk to them, they will crash your game. Yeah, this is something that is It's gonna be great. And there's a very good chance that when the stream series for this is done, I will take all the streams, and I will edit it into a full actual video. Is the writing better or worse than the original? That will be up for you to decide, because I wrote it, and I based it off of a Pokemon RPG project that I worked on like 5 years ago and I never finished. I can give you a few examples. The main thing I can say is that Barry is written to be. His writing is mostly the same, like thematically, but his goal is to basically like become the next Battle Tycoon, like his father. And he doesn't use a starter Pokemon. He uses a Dratini that evolves into a Dragonite over the course of the game. Because I see Palmer's ace as Dragonite. And I think it'd be a nice thematic thing that Barry was given an egg by his dad that he raised to be a Dratini that was level 5 by the time the game started. I helped develop this. Every change was by me. I'm also gonna say this. I know Renegade Platinum exists. I know very little about it, but there's a very good chance that some things may overlap because of... I don't know. A lot of the new Pokemon changes and where they were found are based on the swarms, the radar, and when you have another game inserted into your DS. So, there's a very good chance that there's going to be overlap between this and Renegade Platinum. Because I have a feeling that there were some guidelines that we both followed. I would just like to say I have seen fucking nothing of Renegade Platinum. All I know is that it exists, and any comparisons are yours and yours alone. But yeah. Just move all this. Put back on the music. But yeah, that is something I plan to start this Saturday. Hopefully a little earlier than I started today. I got my sleep schedule in a good spot, so hopefully by Saturday I still have it in a good spot. There will be times where I won't be able to follow every single stream because life is pretty busy right now, so sorry in advance for that. That's fine. The VODs will exist. And, depending on how things go, there probably will be a, like, fully edited video that's basically just highlights of the playthrough. Yes, the game is being referred to as Platinum Plus, and I hope you're excited to enjoy it, because it's probably gonna beat my ass, because I played through it already, well, in some spots at least, because you know I have to make sure that everything works properly. I can't have a fatal error happening midway through like the 8th stream of the game. So I need to know when things happen so that I can work around them when the time comes for me to actually start streaming the game. There are some funny bugs. I've run into some very funny bugs. And in doing so, it has revealed to me the weird fucking spaghetti code that this fucking game runs on. Because certain things that you think would just be part of a map are just not there and are loaded separately when you go through a certain door. I imagine that the first stream will be on, well, it is on Saturday, but it'll be around like 2 o'clock my time, which is like 8 o'clock your time, Mart. Yeah, but other than that, how have you all been in the time that I've been away, working on other things? Trying to make sure that I can get at least one other video done before the end of the month, which is gonna happen. I've been a little bit slow working on it because a lot of stuff has come out for other things that I play and have been following, so... Not to mention my time working on Platinum Plus. What games have I been playing? I've been playing Helldivers, getting back into playing more Helldivers because of the Warhammer Warbond and the change and the new additions they made onto the Illuminate faction, which have been fun. I'm probably gonna stream that at some point. Starting to wonder what I'm going to stream or do for my birthday or birthday weekend, I guess, because I don't know if I'll stream on my birthday. But yeah, that's only like what? Oh God, come back. Everything I just fucking... Why does the fucking taskbar have that? Pretty alright, haven't done much, been getting ready for an amateur bout. Oh, nice. Yeah, I fucking hate the taskbar. And the thing is, like, why does this exist? I hate this. I wish I could disable this. But as far as I'm concerned, there's no way to do so. Thanks, Windows 11. I've been playing a lot of Paladins. I've also been playing Fate Stay Night. I'm on the second round. Nice. God, Paladins, that's a game I haven't heard of in a while. How populated is that game? Do people still play that? Like, I would imagine that, like, the people that play that game still, to this day, are, like, fucking gods. And that, like, a newer person trying to get into it would probably not have a great time. Yeah, as for other games I've been playing recently, well, I guess Platinum, because I had to play through the game in order to make sure that everything was working properly. I'll also say that if the Platinum stuff goes well, I more than likely will do the exact same thing with Heart Gold or Soul Silver. Essentially just make a better vanilla version of that. Lots of bots, yeah, I figured that, but also some really good matches. They keep adding new heroes, and we've been having fun using them all. They're still adding characters? The last time I played, they added, like, some, like, big demon guy with, like, an arm cannon. I think it was an arm cannon. Or, like, a chain cannon. Something along those lines. That was the last time I played. He was the latest character, I'm pretty sure. And they were planning to add some bounty hunter girl with blue skin, I think. Again, it's been a long time. This would be Elma post number what? Elma is from Xenoblade Chronicles X. The second game to release in the series, and a cult classic at this point because it's like 11 years old. You can get it currently on the Switch 2, and it has a Switch 2 version that increases the frame rate up to 60 FPS. Flawless, and it's fantastic. The AI upscaling in some places looks a little muddy, but other than that, it's completely fine. I can live with a little bit of bad AI upscaling if the game runs at 60 FPS. They did add the bounty hunter and many other characters along with her. One of them, Yagoroth, is basically a huge tank demon worm that vomits on you. Sounds neat. Yeah, Paladins is a hero shooter slash MOBA. It's the game you can compare it to mostly, I guess, is at this point is Marvel Rivals. I was gonna say Overwatch, but yeah, Marvel Rivals is probably the closest thing you can compare it to. Same camera, like, placement, third person. A lot of the same general game feel. I call it fantasy slash science over fantasy Overwatch. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, that's right. Why did I think it was third person? Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, first, I guess you could say that it's like a first person Marvel Rivals in terms of its game feel. Early on, it was clearly very inspired by Overwatch, but it basically, over time, it blossomed into its own thing. The only hero shooter I've played as of late is Deadlock, and this smidgen of Rivals. Oh, I need to get back into Deadlock at some point. I've been on a bit of a break from Deadlock. I know they've done like a shit ton of changes. I'm kind of just waiting for them to add more characters at this point before I go back to... Oh god, voice crack. Before I go back to to Deadlock. I've never really been a fan of Marvel Rivals. That and... my friends can't run the game. That's the biggest thing. Like, it's too intensive for them to run. Because it's not exactly the greatest game optimization-wise. Time for me to go. I need to finish some of my work since I've been slacking off recently. Looking forward to Platinum Plus. Alright, Mart, take care, man. I will see you on Saturday. At some time. Hopefully around 2 p.m. my time. My friend brainwashed me into playing it, and I've been hooked on it since. Very casual still, but whatever. I mean, I played it when it first came out, back on my older computer. I'm pretty sure with my newer computer I'd have a much more enjoyable time because it would run notably better. But I don't know, there's just something about Marvel Rivals that really never hooked me, you know, outside of its very passionate mod scene. But yeah, in the talking more about Platinum Plus and wanting to just stream more playthroughs of games that don't relate to videos, one of the main reasons it basically hasn't happened yet is because my current controller is a piece of dog shit. So streaming certain games is not really a playing certain games in general right now is just not a possibility. Like, I wanted to do a playthrough of Elden Ring at some point, but I need a new controller for that. What controller do I use? Currently, I use a Switch Pro controller for basically everything. But that Switch Pro controller is starting to go. And by that, I mean one of the buttons is stuck. Like, I'd love to, like, boot up something like the original Sly Cooper and play it on stream. Using the mod that I shared in my Discord like about a month or so ago now. But can't do it because one button just doesn't fucking work. Well, actually, that's not true. It works too well, and by that I mean it just doesn't fucking stop clicking. So I'm stuck with stuff that mainly revolves around mouse control. Yeah, I probably will just end up getting another Pro controller though, because it really just is like just one of the best controllers I've ever owned. And since I only own a Switch 2 and a PC, being able to have that kind of controller support for both systems at the same time is nice. And it's probably the only reason why I haven't gone out and gotten something like a Xbox 360 controller. I'd say go for it. I think I'd sooner just figure out how to use one of my old Xbox One controllers on PC. Because I still own one. Own two, and they're in perfect condition because I barely used my Xbox One. Or as I like to call it, my Netflix box. Because I basically only used it for that for years on end. If you still have a micro USB, it should be able to hook up pretty easily. I don't know how well the Bluetooth works. I'm not even gonna bother with the Bluetooth. I'll probably figure out some way to connect it with the USB, or I'll just buy like some kind of connector for it. But money's a little tight right now, so not really in the buying mood. Unless it's, you know, absolutely necessary. Oh yeah, all this Pokemon talk reminds me I'm gonna need to finalize my... Oh no, this is her back throw. But this reminds me, I'm gonna need to make sure that everything's out of my older versions and in my modern versions before bank gets closed down. Sure fucking hope they have some alternative way to work with the older games. Because goddamn, this is gonna like shut off like at least 7 generations worth of content. if we don't count Fire Red and Leaf Green. Well, actually 6 generations if we don't count Fire Red and Leaf Green. I have a friend that's playing to shiny hunt a Celebi in the original Crystal on the Virtual Console Crystal on the 3DS before Bank is gone. I'm like, fucking good luck. Will own nothing and be happy. Yeah, that's you're not wrong. Haven't played Crystal and Neons? Neither have I. It's kind of really hard to go back to Gen 2 when just Heart Gold and Soul Silver exist and are just like perfect games. And just better than their originals in like almost every way. That's why physical media is so important. Oh yeah, absolutely. I am a proud owner of basically every physical copy of a Pokemon game between Gen 1 and 7. The batteries dried out on my red, blue, gold, silver, and crystal copies, but they still work. Pretty sure that kind of stuff would go for a pretty penny nowadays online. I know that the DS games like sell for shit tons of money. I believe they're arguably top 2 Pokemon games next to Emerald. Okay, I don't want to sound pretentious. I might sound pretentious when I say this. I have never understood why people say that not Platinum. I understand Platinum because there's a lot of merit to it being one of the best games in the series. I don't understand why people say Emerald's one of the best games in the series. Like, part of me just doesn't get it. I'm not saying they're bad games, because they're not. I think that, Emerald does a lot to improve on certain aspects that Ruby and Sapphire clearly suffer from. But, like, compared to how much Crystal fixed and helped Gold and Silver, and how much Platinum helped and fixed Diamond and Pearl, Emerald is, like, the least in terms of, like, improvements from its original copy. And there are aspects of Emerald that are very telling that it was rushed to high hell. Like, I'm talking like, there's like typos in dialogue. No, I don't want him leaning back. Sorry, leaning forward. I want him leaning backwards. He can get hit in the ass. I think the Battle Frontier, alongside everything else that came with Ruby and Sapphire, pushes it to be that good. I understand that, like, the Battle Frontier is a legitimately, like, massive thing. And it's criminal that we have not had a Battle Frontier since Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But the original Battle Frontier, in my opinion, is not exactly the greatest thing in the world. Like, the Battle Tower is the Battle Tower, and is, like, the most standard, like, challenge consecutively, challenge a person, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It's hard to fuck up the Battle Tower, which is why no game that's had a Battle Tower has ever actually fucked it up. But a lot of the other attractions, I'll say, from Emerald's Battle Frontier are kind of shit. The one that comes to mind immediately for, like, how did this pass development, how did this, like, pass Q&A, is, I don't remember what it was called specifically, but it was basically the one where you just threw your Pokemon out and they acted on their own and you prayed that they knew what they were doing. It was basically just like a spectator mode. And half the time your Pokemon just didn't know what the fuck it was doing. Also, the Battle Pike, which was the Seviper building. Oh, go through a curtain. Oh, by the way, sorry, you startled my Dusclops. He used Ice Beam, and now your team is frozen solid. Thanks! I definitely think that the Battle Frontier that was introduced with Platinum is better than the one that was in Emerald. The attractions there are better. Like, the Battle Arcade is fun. The Battle Arcade is fun. The Battle Tower is the Battle Tower. I don't even fucking remember what the other places were. Give me a second. I'm just gonna quickly peruse. Yeah, you had the Battle Factory. Battle Factory actually also was in Emerald and wasn't that bad. Just rent a Pokemon. Try to make it to the end. It was more of a test of how good you are as a player than anything else, which is fine. And honestly, what these challenges should be. The Battle Castle was also fun in Platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which basically was you get points to spend on certain things, but your Pokemon don't get healed after a battle. I remember the Battle Hall being pretty similar to the Battle Tower. But yeah, I think there was definitely more enjoyment to be had in the Battle Frontier from Sinnoh and Johto, I guess, than the one in Emerald. Though one thing I'll definitely say about Emerald's Battle Frontier, and another example of the fact that this game was rushed to high hell. The dialogue of the fucking trainers in the Battle Frontier is just gibberish and nonsense. Ah yes, how can we not forget such riveting fucking commentary as I am going to enjoy an egg. In all caps. It's a shame that Emerald was rushed, because it's very clear where a majority of the time went, and that was basically the additions to the story in terms of, you know, Rayquaza, Kyogre, and Groudon. It doesn't have the same impact as it did back in 2005, but that cutscene when Rayquaza comes down from the sky is still fantastic. And is, in my opinion, the second best entrance of a legendary Pokemon in the entire series. Because nothing's ever going to beat Giratina. Coming out of hell. To steal the string cheese at 3 in the morning. I still have a soft spot for the Hoenn legendaries. I've always been the rare instance of a person that likes Kyogre more than Groudon, even though Groudon is a really cool Pokemon. The one thing I'll say about Gen 3, though, is that I kind of hate how just dog shit the villains are. Like, they're endearing in their own way, and they were given more personality in... They were given more personality in the remakes. But Archie and Maxie are kind of fucking idiots. At least Archie's a lovable idiot. With his, I'm gonna wrestle that fish mentality. but it's so hard to go back and play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Especially since I stand by my belief that the Delta episode is like one of the worst written things in all of Pokemon. Like, it undermines, like, a majority of the stuff that happens in the main game. And kind of, like, destroys Archie and Maxie as characters, in my honest opinion. Like, it sucks. It really sucks. Like, it's almost like fan fiction tier level of writing. That's true, they feel like JoJo minor villains in writing and how they actually appear. It's hard to take them seriously. Well, I can forgive Archie more because he has, like, the brutish, like, he has the idiotic personality or, like, disposition, but his intentions are good. Maxie's just a pretentious prick, and I can't get behind Maxie at all. It's insane that we went from them to Cyrus, because Cyrus is such a better villain than either of them put together. I still think Cyrus is like one of the best villains in the entirety of the Pokemon series, because not only is he like one of the most logical when it comes to how he executes his plan, he won, essentially. That's another reason why I like Team Galactic a lot, is because even though they are a little bit goofy, and the grunts are pretty funny to listen to, we basically, as characters, never slow down Team Galactic. Especially in Platinum. Like, yeah, we help people. We kick them out of the Valley Wind Works. We help that guy in the Eterna building in Eterna City. We help get Lucas or Dawn their Pokedex back, blah blah blah. But, like, Team Galactic's plan is never slowed down. Like, we never, like, truly stop them. They take the legendaries from the lakes without any fuss. They make the red chain. Dialga and Palkia are summoned, and literally without Giratina, Cyrus just won. Like, Cyrus never had an instance where he could have potentially lost. And I actually reflect on that one in the writing of Platinum Plus. I know a lot of people like to cite Getsus as a, like, truly threatening villain. But I think that he isn't nearly as, like, threatening nor as competent a villain as Cyrus is. If only because of the fact that when you really think about Getsus' plan, it makes no fucking sense. Like, oh, I want to train this man to have the legendary Pokemon so he can make everybody release their Pokemon, but I'm not going to release my Pokemon and I'll rule the world because I'll have Pokemon and nobody else will. What? What's stopping people from going out and just catching Pokemon again? wish they were written as they were in the manga. Well, in the manga, you get to get away with a lot more. I mean, I agree Team Plasma's great. I like their Neo Team Plasma iteration better because I think between both games, Colress is better written than both N and Getsus put together. He's a far more compelling character than both of them, in my opinion. But yeah, they're not bad. But I don't see them as like the pinnacle of like a villain team in Pokemon. Especially when their plan made no fucking sense. Either of them, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's so hard to go back and play Black and White. If only because of the fact that I can't stand its Pokemon selection. If I were to go play Black or White 1 again, I would do it as a ROM hack where the other Pokemon are available and it's not just Unova Pokemon. It does have a lot of stinkers, but it has some pretty good ones. Like, I love Excadrill. Zoroark's always also a really good Pokemon. What else? Off the top of my head. I like all three of the starters.
Hi.
Scolopede's neat. Oh, and Chandelure. How can I forget about Chandelure? Obviously Chandelure. And Mienshao, and Golurk, and Bisharp, Braviary, Hydreigon. Reshiram and Zekrom are a little bit generic, but they're fine. Kyurem's also cool. Not just because he's an ice type. Oh yeah, Cophagrigus. How could I forget about Cophagrigus? It's just a shame that even though there are a lot of great Pokemon from Unova, a lot of my favorite Unovan Pokemon aren't even truly Unovan Pokemon. They're Unovan Pokemon with forms from other regions. Like Hisui and Zoroark is probably, by technicality, my favorite Unovan Pokemon. Yeah, I can't even look at Swoobat. If Swoobat and the Zubat line are available in the same game, there's no way I would ever choose a Swoobat over a Crobat. Not a chance in hell. Zubat is ugly in a very bad way. I agree. Honestly, I think I'd like a lot more of Gen 5's decks if it just didn't try to ride the coattails of Gen 1 in a lot of areas and just came up with its own things. Because when it comes up with its own things, like the Chandelure line, it's awesome. And the Excadrill line. But yeah, we need our we need our 2 evolution bat line. We need our 3 form evolution rock line that evolves through trading. We need our 3 form fighting line that evolves through trading. Like, why? I understand to at least a certain extent because of how big of an undertaking Gen 5 was compared to the games that came before it. And it's admirable that they literally just made a more story-focused Pokemon game with a roster of Pokemon that is completely unlike anything that's been in the series yet. That's neat. Conceptually, that's neat. But, execution-wise, it's not exactly the greatest thing in the world. We need our 3-form steel type line based on inanimate objects. Which is funny because it wasn't even a it wasn't even a 3-form line in the original games. It was 2-form line. Even though Magnezone is probably like, I don't know, a lot of people don't like Magnezone, but I love Magnezone as a Pokemon. I've used Magnezone so many times in so many different playthroughs. Chances are high that if I go looking for an electric type and the Magnemite line is available with Magnezone, I'm going to choose Magnezone. Which is why I'm probably not going to choose the Magnezone line when I play through Platinum Plus, because I've used it so many times. If I did my usual team, half my team would just be the Pokemon that I use every single opportunity I get, which are Weavile, Garchomp, and Magnezone. Like, nah, I gotta swap things around a little bit. I kind of already have a team in mind. Especially of Pokemon that I haven't used a lot of before. One I've never used in a playthrough before ever, so it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. But I want to make it different than my usual team. Which is why it's going to be hard not picking up a Weavile, not picking up a Garchomp. I don't want to give away too much, but I probably will be starting with Turtwig. Just to cover both ground and grass. And Torterra is just awesome. Like, statistically, like, Torterra should be amazing. This big, bulky fucking turtle that evolves earlier than all the others. And not just evolves earlier than all the others, but gets access to the best move tutor moves. It learns Earthquake at level 32 the moment it evolves. Like, it should be awesome. And then you realize that so many Pokemon bring Ice-type coverage moves, and then Torterra just gets fucking obliterated by everything. But my lineup, I want to keep at least somewhat a surprise. But I probably will be starting with Turtwig. And I was thinking of taking the Electabuzz line for my electric type. Because Electivire is a Pokemon that I can just get by, I think I changed its evolution type to hold the level up with the Electrizer on you in the day. That'd be cool. There's one slot on my team that I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with yet, though. Like, there's like 3 Pokemon fighting for that one spot, and I'm not sure what I want to go with. Pretty good for the first couple of gyms, I think, as well. Has a good matchup against Rourke. Yeah, Rourke will be very easy with Turtwig. Even if he has been, like, revamped to be a bit harder, there's a good chance that he's still gonna get swept pretty easily. I should also mention that the gym leaders have been reformatted so that they all at least have 3 Pokemon. And they increase by 1 Pokemon every 2 badges, so Rourke and Gardenia have 3, Fantina and Maylene have 4, Wake and Byron has 5, and Candace and Volkner have 6. And they all use items. They all use, I mean, they all have holding items, they all have healing items. Oh, hey, Pikmin. Sorry I'm late, hope I'm feeling better. I'm feeling alright. What'd you miss? Let's turn this down so I can hear myself talk. Finishing up the last of the throw poses, and I teased what we're going to be doing this weekend, which is essentially what I like to refer to as Platinum Plus, which is my own, like, recreation, well, not recreation, but addition to one of my favorite games of all time, and my favorite Pokemon game of all time. And there's a very good chance that when the streams of the game are done, because I will be doing both the main game and the post game, chances are high that when that's done, it will be turned into a video. I might make it 2 videos, like one video is the main game and the other is the post game. But essentially, it is it's Platinum, but more. It's Platinum Plus. There's like 120 more Pokemon you can capture. There's no new Pokemon past Generation 4 in it, but almost every single Pokemon from the 4 generations is capturable in the game itself. Like, you can find starters for the other 3 generations, not Gen 4, but like, you can find Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. I think you can find all 3 of those before the second badge, if you know where to look. 2 of them you can get, I think, before badge 1. I'm probably going to use a Charmander as my fire type, because having a fire type is just a mandatory thing in Gen 4, which is why there being only 2 of them in Diamond and Pearl was a fucking problem. Yeah, aside from the legendaries, I think every single fire type is available in the game at some point. Looking forward to it. Did I miss anything about CFB? I didn't mention anything about that. I also am not sure when I'm going to be bringing it back. It'll probably be after my birthday sometime, which means like after the first weekend of September. So until I give the proper announcement, you're still free to work and edit and do whatever you want. Yeah, working on Platinum Plus over the past like half a month in between other stuff definitely felt refreshing and was a great way to not burn out on other stuff. And if Platinum Plus goes well, there'll probably be a stream for Park Gold Plus. Maybe in the future, maybe a Black and White 2 Plus. What have you been playing recently? I've recently gotten back into Minecraft after getting a few add-ons. Most of my time recently has been playing I played a lot of Pal World with friends. That's been fun. I want to get back into Abiotic Factor. That's a game that I put down after that me and my friends like played all the way through when it first came out like 2 years ago in May. And we got a little back into it, but didn't really go nearly as far as we could have. And we haven't played a lot of it in like at least like almost half a year. I want to get back into that. I've been playing Helldivers because the Warhammer 40k Warbond is awesome, and the new enemies that you can fight for the Illuminate are also fantastic. I love fighting Necromorphs and the Skyrim Giant. I'm probably going to do another playthrough of Skyrim, speaking of which, pretty soon, because we're coming up on the 15th anniversary of Skyrim this year. That'll be fun. And what else? What else have I played that's notable? Oh yeah, I played some Mecha. I learned how I got Mecha Chameleon. That's also a fun time. I'm doing my daily stuff for ZZZ. But other than that, I haven't really been playing very much, aside from playing through Platinum Plus to make sure that everything runs properly and that there aren't any fatal errors that could potentially happen midway through the game. Time to swap out your guns. Swap out your swords for guns. I've been thinking about Greninja's substitute recently. Do you think a counter that makes its user teleport to the affected opponent is something that could feasibly work well? I mean, I don't see why not, especially since the moment you add like a gap in between the counter and the attack, the easier it is for the person who triggered the counter to react and punish it. That's why stuff like... Let's do this over now. That's why moves like Marth's counter are so strong, because they happen instantaneously. The moment there's a delay, there's a chance for counterplay. That's why, in the most instances, the best counterplay for counters is just not attack. And most skilled players are good enough at the game to reliably predict when people are going to counter, and that's why you barely ever see people using counters to high level play. Some certainly do, but you'll never see counters being used to the same extent that you would in more casual games. I think if Greninja directly attacked whoever triggered the counter, it would be much better. You could even give it a lower power multiplier for balance. I don't know what Greninja's multiplier for his counter is. Oh, the rig must have broken the shoulders.
The world may not understand.
It's fine. But yeah, if you want my opinion, I think Grenature could probably use with some utility kind of counter instead of just a damage counter. Oh, actually, would you look at that? It does have a fixed damage set. For some reason, hitting down or up does more damage. I'll worry about that after. I just want to make sure the legs look right. see a lot of people suggesting Samus as neutral air beast. The screw attack, maybe. I've just not seen it done well, but it always looks really awkward to me. Yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you on that. I think that while I understand, like, why people want it to be there, I think the idea of a multi-hit attack like that for a character like Samus has the potential to be, like, really, really strong. Because yeah, that's what people really want. Another zoner-oriented character that has a really fucking good multi-hit neutral air. What I want, especially considering where Smash is probably going to be going with Smash 6, what I want most from its newcomers is I want them to explore ideas that just weren't possible before Smash 6 because of the difference in power between the Switch 2 and the systems that came before it. Not only does that sell the power of your console better, but it's just a great way to try out new playstyles. Because it's one thing I keep hearing about all these games that have come before Smash Ultimate, and even Smash Ultimate in some instances. Just, characters just, for one reason or another, they just don't work on the current hardware. Like they had an idea for something. Oh, we couldn't do it though because one thing or another. Hell, even some older characters couldn't work on certain hardware. That's why we lost the Ice Climbers in Smash 4. And the Pokemon Trainer. That's why Sheik and Zelda were separated. That's why Zero Suit Samus was separated from Samus. Speaking of Sheik, would you make any changes to her? Probably not, no. Sheik's one of those characters that's kind of just established her own niche and her own certain type of playstyle that I don't think really needs to change. I think the changes they made to her in Smash 4 are pretty much all she needs to be as good as she can possibly get. I think Ultimate Cheek's probably the healthiest she's ever been. She's a very strong character, but with weaknesses that aren't too hard to exploit. Probably the most balanced she's ever been. She was very strong in Smash 4 and Melee. And in Brawl, she was underpowered. But then again, the majority of her game plan just didn't work in a game like Brawl. Which is also why characters like Captain Falcon were as bad as they were. Falcon, oh my god. What they did to Falcon in Brawl was basically a fucking war crime. Yeah, Falcon wasn't in Brawl, just like Falco wasn't in Smash 4. Oh, Luigi is very much an ultimate. He's top 10. It's hard to ignore. I can't believe this is the second Smash game in a row where Luigi has been in top 10 at least once in the game's lifespan. Especially when you look back at the games that came before it, and he was just a mid-tier in Melee. He was the worst character in Smash 64, apparently, and he was the one of the worst characters in Brawl. So, talk about a glow-up. How is Luigi viable and Mii Sword Fighter is not? Easy. Mii Sword Fighter can't grab somebody and instantly kill them. It's a very easy answer. Luigi also has amazing frame data. So he's very difficult to whiff punish. Meanwhile, Mii Sword Fighter has bad kill power. His game plan is extremely telegraphed. He's gimmicky as shit. He's slow as shit. His defenses suck. And his range sucks despite having a sword. So. Make of that what you will. I don't pay attention to anything with modding. Go, sorry. I heard that there was a P Plus update recently, which is interesting, I guess. But don't care. Still don't care. I mean, yeah, Ultimate's modded characters are pretty hit or miss. But I actually got a comment recently on my Metal Sonic video about somebody wanting to use some of my Metal Sonic stuff as like a reference point for their mod. So that's at least something positive to talk about there. And the fun thing is that we're gonna, for the actual pose in the actual video, this is gonna be flipped upside down. If this is supposed to be like a retreating shot, so it's gonna be flipped. Carol's okay. I don't mind Carol.
Congratulations on the
I still think it's ludicrous to call him the best designed character in the entire series, though. I think that was... That's still, like, horse shit.
Have a profitable day, executive.
Personality does all the heavy lifting. Just look at King Deity. Personality is basically the only thing that character does well. Ain't that the truth? I mean, Deity's burst damage is terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. That's not true. Wolf is fantastic. Sephiroth is also very solid. But he's also not a Nintendo villain, so he doesn't count. think this might be the last pose of the day, honestly. I can feel the hunger settling in. Hello, Sams. What I think doesn't matter, Dot. I think that if you think they have a chance, then, yeah, sure. That's all that really matters, honestly. Oh wait, no, hang on. I need to give you the answer that befits the personality that the internet thinks I have. No, and you should feel bad for liking them. How could you do this? You're only supposed to like what I like. How could you do this to me? I'm sorry, Don. I'm gonna have to ban you now. No, but in all seriousness, if you believe that they have a chance, and that's all that really matters, and nobody should be able to tell you otherwise. Just don't get too lost in that thought that it's the only thought that can potentially happen. Starring Delsatin, oh my god. What's funny is that recently, I think he almost had a bout of self-awareness. Bitching and complaining about people only hyping up certain things, and at the very end he's like, I don't know, maybe I'm butthurt because I didn't get anything that I want in the last game. And I'm like, do you think so? Do you think so? Do you want to maybe let that thought run through the two fucking through fucking walnuts cracking against each other in your head a little bit more? Like, my brother. I wonder if you're butthurt. I wonder. It's not like you're one of the most butthurt individuals I've ever seen when it comes to somebody not getting what they want in a Smash game. Oh. Oh, God. Yeah, that's probably gonna be it for today. That was like 8 poses in one stream, which is pretty good, considering at least like 20 minutes of it was dedicated to showing off the stuff we're going to be doing this weekend. And probably the weekends to come. Would Dixie Kong still work as an Echo because Diddy has a tail and Dixie doesn't? Yes, because the only attack that Diddy used his tail for in the entirety of his moveset was cut in Smash Ultimate. That's what made people think that Dixie was going to be an Echo Fighter in that game. It's like, oh, Diddy Kong doesn't have his tail, like, his rapid jab anymore. So, let's just... So Dixie, that must mean Dixie's gonna be the Echo Fighter. Nope, that never happened. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go shower, then I'm gonna go eat, then I'm gonna go back to work. I don't think there's any changes I need to make to Platinum Plus before this weekend. I think it's pretty much in the best place it can possibly be. I'll do a once-over to make sure that there's no Pokemon there missing their moves or anything like that, because that's something that can happen. So they just use struggle until they die. But, yeah, I think that'll be everything. That was about a 3-hour stream. There'll be more streams this weekend. The weekend after this weekend, like the final weekend of August, is probably going to be both another one of these streams and a Platinum Plus session. I don't know how many streams it's going to take for me to beat Platinum Plus. But I do know that the beginning of the first 2 badges take a while in Platinum. And I know that there's especially one fight that every time I've tested it has beaten my ass, like, repeatedly. That might impede some progress. That'll be interesting to see, but yeah, I will see you all this weekend for Platinum Plus. It will be a good time, I promise. And there'll be another video coming for the end of the month. Yeah, there's 2 videos coming this month. Can you believe it? I know. I've been a little bit lazy with it because I've been focusing more on other stuff, but yeah, I think it's about time we get some of these movesets out, these videos done. Like the last like 3 months of this year are basically going to be race to the finish to get as much done as possible. There's a very good chance I'm going to burn myself out, but that it is what it is. I've also got plans to do, you know, streams in October for Halloween, all that other stuff. That'll be fun. Here's hoping that several games get updated for that time. Probably gonna play Repo again with friends. Any news on CFB? Cleared for Battle is going to come back probably sometime in September. It's not happening this month. There's just too much going on right now to justify to myself to do it. I will let you know when it happens. So until I mention it happens, everyone is free to keep working on whatever they want to do and resubmit anything they feel needs more polish. Yeah, it's good. It's good to stream again. It's been a while. And hopefully these Platinum Plus streams will give me the encouragement I need to just stream more in general. Just not just work streams, not just specific stuff like CFB, but also just whatever the fuck I want. Could be Helldivers one day, Fortnite another. We'll cross that road when we get there. I guess I'll see you in a couple of days where we're gonna play Platinum Plus. It'll be a good time, and I hope that nothing breaks between then and now.